Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Are you well? Excellent. Well, it's the end of the week. I've made it. It's been a tough week. I'm gonna have one night away, my usual one nighter. I'm gonna head down to Saltburn-by-the-Sea. Never stayed over there, but I'm led to believe you can stay over. Designated campervan spaces down at the seafront. I think it's about 10 quid, I'm not too sure. Maybe 15, I'm not too sure. So, where I'm at the moment, I'm actually in a local cemetery. I'm filling up the water tank because we're running on, nothing at the moment. So once that's full, I'm going to head out a little, 5 minutes up the road. I'm going to get some food, few beers for the usual food and beer review. We're going to talk general shite, morning, news, scandal, and current affairs. I've got lots to say. A little bit of ranting, jovial ranting, and whatever else comes out of my mouth at the time. So we'll finish up here. We'll head up the Little or Aldi. I'm not really sure what it's called. I'll see you when we get there. Right. The little shop has been done. Let's get it on board. Well, we've arrived. Catnab seafront car park. Unfortunately, I can't feed the parking machine because it's broke. Cash only. Kind of wink, can you? But anyway, this is where we are. That's us there. Just been talking to a few locals. But this is the overflow park car park, and the main event's over there. It's absolutely packed. But I'm quite happy to stay over here in a quieter car park. Hopefully, I don't get a parking ticket during the night because they like to much around on a night time, don't they? So anyway, we're going to get inside. We're going to cook some food, and I'm going to set the night away. Right, guys, we're parked up. I haven't been for a wander around, to be honest. I've just been messing about thinking. So, food, let's set it away. Fan on. A little bit of fry in there. Hopefully that'll set the smoke alarm away. Tonight's bait, Kansas barbecue style 4 pork shoulder steaks. 2 for 7 quid. So that's what we've got. So we're just going to warm this pan up. And we're going to have a bit of salad with it. And a bit of creamy coleslaw. There's a few things I want to talk about tonight. Bit of a rant. But a good rant. After the week I've had, I think I deserve another bit of a rant. But anyway, there's bigger things been going on, as you know. And I think you can all share the sentiments with me regarding we've lost an absolute icon this week. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. I wasn't really into my heavy metal as a boy, but it really was a music maverick. He set the world alight, infamous for biting the head off a bat during one of his shows. And to this day, I don't know whether that was a live bat or a plastic one, who knows. But anyway, that's the type of guy I was. And then that guy passed away. Hulk Hogan, big wrestler. I mean, he was just a big lump of a bloke. One of he sadly passed away. Was he a wrestler or WWE? I don't really know. I mean, my era when I was growing up, wrestling was people like Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks. Saturday morning, up and early, front of the telly, pyjamas on, big bowl of cereal, lashed with sugar over the top, watching the cartoons, watching the wrestling. So he's passed away again well, not again, but obviously he's passed away this week. What else has been going on? Well, as you know, we're can't avoid these conversations sometimes, you know. It's a divider of families, it's a divider of nations, and that is a big immigration issue going on at the moment. I watch it from afar, watch it on the TV. But you got to be careful where you get your propaganda from. You know, I'm one of these believers that what the country's doing is absolutely wrong, and the government are absolutely making a fucking laughing stock of us, you know. But I think the worst thing you can do as an individual is stand outside hotels with your banners or your flags or your pre-made signs and all the rest of it, because when things get out of hand, you get dragged along, you get into trouble with the law, and before you know it, you're in a situation that you've got no control over. You know, there is a better way in dealing with immigration. Yes, you can vent your spleen and all the rest of it, but you've got to vote with your feet. You've got to vote, right? That's the only way you're going to tackle this issue, I think, is vote. Let your voice be heard through the ballot box. I mean, as you know, politics is absolutely corrupt from the top to the bottom. Career politicians, the whole lot. Scandal after scandal. You know, they're not interested in us. It's as simple as that. But what you can do is, come election time, is vote. I mean, it's the best of a bad job, I think. Best of a bad bunch, and that's Reform. They're saying the right things at the moment. Whether they get an opportunity to do so, I do not know. But I'm at a stage in my life now, nearly 60, where I've had more years than I've got left. And it worries me, for my little ones, you know. But for my journey going forward, I'm approaching the age where now I should be looking at somebody doing something different. You know, I have to recognise the fact that my parents are getting older. Both of them are currently in hospital at the moment. Hopefully they'll get better and come out. But I have to resign the fact that, you know, in the fullness of time they're no longer going to be with us. That opens up another little chapter in my life. I'm going to take full advantage of that, and I'm going to start travelling. Where the money's going to come from, I do not know. But I'm a strong believer. If you want it to happen, you can make it happen. You know, don't go to the grave with regrets. I should have done this and I should have done that. You've got to make your life the way you want to make it. You've got to get on with it. Next thing I want to talk about is women's football. We've got the big final on Sunday. I've never really been into football, but I do enjoy women's football. Whether it's because I'm a straight white male, I don't know. But anyway, I just find it so entertaining. As soon as that bell goes, or the whistle, what you want to call it, that's straight on the case. You know, back and forth. It really is entertaining, I think, women's football. I mean, grassroots football, women's football, it's just all bad language. F and this, F and that. But the world stage, it really is a feast for the eyes. You know, I think we should all enjoy it and get behind the Lionesses, because let's be honest, that's far better entertainment than men's World Cup, the men's football. You know, I just find men's football just so boring. You know, if we scored 2 goals, it'd be 2-0, we know what we've got to do, and we didn't bring my A game and all that shite. Women's football is massively entertaining, but what worries me about women's football, right? You have to keep men out of women's football, because when men get involved, it'll ruin it. You know, the Joey Bartons of this world, the Aaron Shearers of this world, the Gary Linekers, Ian Wright, you know, who are all ex-footballers and whatever they want to call them, you know, but now it's so-called armchair experts. You've got to keep them out, I think, of women's football. Let women's football progress and flourish, and let women commentate. So that's where we are with that. Oh, I feel better coming here to rant over now. So, I've managed to get away. I've threatened to come to Saltburn for weeks on end now. I hope you can hear all the sizzling. I hope the sound quality's not there. It's not being compromised. So I've been here about an hour or so. I'm just going to relax. I've had a real tough, it's been a tough week this week. You know, sometimes life gets in the way and you've got no control over. So you've got to dig down deep and do what you need to do for your family. So that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, that's what I've done this week. So we're going to get this plated up. It's probably rubbish down there so you don't see it. It's insane out. I've got a little cheese pasta salad. God, my eyes are big on my belly. I've already had some picky stuff. That's that. Creamy coleslaw. Just a spoonful like, not heavy. Excuse me. Now I picked a beer that I've had before. I didn't think at the time. It was jammed earlier in Lidl. But anyway, I'm going to plate this up and I'll show you what I've got. Oh, it's a right out feast, that, isn't it? Can you see that? Jamie Oliver will be proud. That's my little beer for the night. A Birra Italiana lager. It's not a bad drink, to be honest. It's only about £2 a bottle of that. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to wash this bait down and I'm going to enjoy, if I can find the bottle opener. So bon appetit, as they say. Good morning. It's the morning after the night before. I have to say, Saltburn-by-the-Sea, it really is a magical, lovely, refreshing place, to be honest. Nice people. There's not a great many people here. So I'm at the pier. The world famous Saltburn pier. There's nobody here, it's just the way I like it. The weather's spectacular. I mean, they gave it dull and overcast, but really is, well, this morning anyway, it really is pretty nice. So we're just going to go for a wander around along the pier, along the shore there, and we're going to pop up the top and see what's up there. But yeah, a really peaceful night last night in that car park. Had a little wander around, a little food, as you know, a little bit of a rant. But the shoreline is absolutely spectacular. Really is lovely. I've just been reading the information board there on this pier, because they've all got histories of them. I mean, they don't make these now. I mean, to my right you've got the metropolis of Middlesbrough and Redcar, big industrial powerhouses. Back in the day, I had little seaside towns where lots of the workers the weekend with a family would come along and relax. And this is what we've got now to enjoy. A couple of interesting facts about the pier. There's a visionary guy called John Anderson. He was a former engineer with the Stockton and Darlow Railway. He also built the Alex Hotel. He formed the pier company, and this is what they've come up with for the workers. It was formed in 1869, a long time ago. Sorry, they started building in 1867, it was opened in 1869. Sadly, most of it was washed away in 1875. due to the storms, and it was fully restored again in 1990, and in 2019 the local authority put some lighting down the side to give it that oldie worldy look on the night time, but it really is well worth a visit. And across the way from here, just across the path as you come out the front entrance, you have the tram that takes you up to the top. I mean, it's pretty early in the morning, so they're still busy setting up. Yeah, it's a lovely walk along here. It really is a nice beach to wander along. There's lots of independents, fish chips, ice cream, usual tat for the kids. But I've come pretty early in the morning, where I think it's the best time to come to these beaches, I think. There's a pier going out there. I mean, most of it's missing now. I think I lost about 500 yards back in the 1800s to storms. Surfing's quite a big thing down here as well. I wouldn't mind having a go at that, to be honest. It's one on my bucket list. Marshall's beach huts, where you can rent these for the day. All the rainbow colours. I mean, I can imagine during the summer, well, we are in the summer. I can imagine there'll be trot at the weekends with families. But yeah, it's a lovely beach. Lots of dog walkers, ignoring the dog walkers exclusion zone. But you know, many years ago, Langland Bay, down in South Wales, I was involved with a project where we had to renew all these huts. Same sort of thing. Hello. So that was a really nice project to be involved with. Done that during the summer. Working with your mates on the beach. Window shopping, lads, if you know what I mean. Candy for the eye, but it was a good experience putting these together. Many years ago for my sins. Now this walk takes us through a park, I think, so I'm not going to go through there because you could go on and on and on and on and on. But we'll head back. We'll pop up on the top. I was talking to a local last night and how his journey into Saltburn, quite an interesting chap to be honest, and asked him what his view on the campervan fraternity and motoring fraternity. And he had quite a good opinion of it, you know. He's all for he was all for, stung by bloody bees, he was all for people paying a small fee, which I think is important, you know, for the upkeep. But we're going to take a walk up to the top of the road here. I'm led to believe it's free parking along there, so it can be jammed with camper vans up there. So we'll take a little much up there. See if I can get over me like of confidence talking to people with a camera, even though I'm quite confident. See if I can get talking to some camper vanners along there, and let's see what their views are and what they're enjoying about Saltburn. So we'll get on. Hello. Hi. So we'll head up there, see what the crack is. Along the beach here, obviously Saltburn Sands. I'm led to believe many years ago there's various land speed records that have been attempted and set along the beach. I think between 1906 and 1937 was a sweet spot, set up by the Leeds and Middlesbrough Auto Club. I mean, the biggest name was Sir Malcolm Campbell in 1924, he reached a speed of 144 miles an hour along these beaches along here. Jesus, imagine that. In 1928, the motorcyclist Ron Story, he reached speeds along here of 122 miles an hour on a motorbike in the 20s. I mean, now we do that on an e-scooter. It really is a lovely, cheeky little place. Plenty parking. Tomahawk Steakhouse there, if that's your thing. The camper vans are starting to thin out a bit now, so they must be moving on down in the lower car parks. So we're going to head down there. I don't think the light railway is on, which is a shame. I wouldn't mind a little ride out on that, but you know, you can't have everything. So this is the home of the Saltburn-by-the-Sea Railway. Just seen a couple of volunteers go in the side door there. They're just busy setting up. I think we're a bit too early. I think it takes a couple of hours to get everything set up. So sadly, I would like a little ride around on the train, but you know, there's an opportunity to come back another day. I mean, this light railway, it's magnificently kept. Like, this was opened in 1947. It was a single track all the way along. I'm led to believe until I had a passing loop when it became more popular in 1953. And in the mid-80s it was taken over by loads of volunteers and supporters who have kept it bumming along to this day. I mean, when I've read about it, it had a major transformation and around about 2000, called the Big Transformation, where the put in place the Catnab station. So it goes from Catnab to Forest Hall, and but as of yet I haven't had a ride out on it. I think it's going to be a couple of hours before the volunteers set everything up, so we're not going to hang around. But we're just going to take a walk back. We're just going to take a walk back to show this lovely little end of the line station here down in the bay. Catnab station. But I really have enjoyed my little visit. Hopefully the noisy little generator hopes the lad's got the tea on. But yeah, I've really enjoyed my little one-nighter in Saltburn. Definitely coming back again. It's not busy, just the way I like it. The car parks are starting to fill up. If you can, please subscribe. I mean, I've got 40 subscribers now, so thank you to each and every one of you who subscribed. You know, hopefully these are getting better. It motivates me to get out, and you should be getting out, enjoying the weather, enjoying life, enjoying everything's around you, no matter what your circumstances are or your situation is. So there's us in the background. So, thank you for joining me on this one. Be good, be safe, and I'll see you on the next one.